I've been looking at the ground, but I ain't getting any higher. I've been trying to find a way to set the world on fire.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for downloading the Voice of Bedlam podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Santoro. As usual, we got a great show planned for you today. We got some news on the baby front, but we'll get there. Today, we got Devil John. What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? This is my weekend because I'm going to New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. What's going on, Colin?
We got Colin on the phone. Colin, what you up to, man?
Representing Philly, it's not so hardcore as John, but, we're doing all right down here. We're surviving.
Surviving.
Hey, man, you guys have that hardcore fest going on down there in Philly at the Electric Factory. That's usually like 3 or 4 days.
This is hardcore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. This is hardcore. But you know what's also hardcore?
Fanchise.
What's hardcore?
Fanchise.
It is a one of its kind, all-inclusive way to get a part of a franchised football team, guys. You can get involved by voting on GM decisions, coaching decisions of a real team. This is not like some fantasy football where you're moving real players from real teams, and maybe scoring points. No, you're making acquisitions with the squad. So make sure you go over to joinfanchise.com. Fanchise, give the power back to the fans.
Make sure you guys get the app. You'd be in constant control of the team. It's basically fantasy football.
Franchise.
All right, but with that, I guess the top news story that we're going to have to go with today, real personal news on the Bedlam front. It looks like baby JJ Bedlam, it's on its way. Colin, what's going on with the baby?
I woke up at 7 a.m. today to a text message from none other than Sean Bedlam saying that the baby is coming today. So he drove his wife out to the hospital. He was there by 7 a.m. or so. And she's been in labor throughout the day. Contractions are starting to get closer together, I imagine. She's currently asleep. But that little guy he's popping out this evening and or in the wee hour of the morning. It is going to be a magical day in the Johnson family.
The Johnson. Now, Colin is Sean's brother. So a couple shows ago when he was talking about arguing with his brother in the Eagles, well, you got the other side of it right here now with Mr. Colin Johnson.
Yeah, now I'm going to dub you UC. And that is probably going to be the coolest nickname any nephew can have for their uncle.
There you go. Okay, but
been dubbed.
With all that being said, let's get to why we're here, and that's breaking down everything NFL. Top of the news today, kicking it around in Cleveland. Okay, we got some news on the Josh Gordon front. Now, he has been officially denied reinstatement by the back to the NFL, and what's really being cited here is a failed drug test from a month ago. Now, it's kind of sketchy here. Now, generally, anytime you're submitting to drug tests, if you get diluted urine, that's usually considered a fail, and that's what happened. So, basically, what it looks like is that he was taking something to clean his system or bleach out his system. There was too much water, and they can tell, and it seems fishy, and that's considered a fail. Also, he tested positive for marijuana, but it was below the threshold, which I don't really understand.
Because, when you dilute your system, they're looking for a certain amount of, per liter. So.
Which means it's not technically a fail then.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Well, yeah. If it's in there, yeah. If it's in there, it's in there. Your body has
but it was below.
Receptors. It doesn't.
But what I'm saying is below.
Cannabinoid things.
Being below the threshold.
I don't know too much of the science. I just know a little bit.
Being below the threshold, though. Basically, like if you take a breathalyzer test and you do have alcohol, but you're below the legal limit. That's what I'm saying. That's the part I'm not understanding, because isn't the legal limit 0 with marijuana? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. There's a lot of debates I see, going on, but we're talking about an ongoing, thing of is it even a medicine? Come on.
But he's not prescribed to the medicine. It's just if you test positive for a prescription drug that you're not prescribed, then you're going to get yourself in trouble.
See, then if I was everybody, I would get into having a residence in a state that did then, because think about all the ailments that these players would be able to, basically take care of in one fell swoop and not have all these extra chemicals and man-made compounds being put into their bodies causing adverse effects.
Yeah,
I really think you're predicting the future. This is a conversation that the NFL is going to need to have within the next several years, considering Denver and the Seahawks already play in a state where it is a legalized substance.
Because we're getting to the point where, MDMA is being used for post-traumatic stress disorder. There's an ongoing...
That's a little bit more extreme than
I know.
weed, but that's a little...
No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
All right. It's a little more extreme, but what I'm saying is that, these medicines and these drugs, if you will, are, some of them have a actual benefit, and some of these studies are starting to show that, at least with the MDMA case, that with people, especially coming back, soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder, they've shown some improvement. It's obviously in, controlled clinical study, and there's therapy that goes with it. I heard that on a Joe Rogan podcast. I usually listen to that when I fall asleep. So,
and I bet what do they pay him in glow sticks?
I don't know. No, but honestly, medically, there's only 2 states that it's legal completely, correct?
Yeah, and then
Colorado,
California is like the different.
I think Oregon is on their way to legalizing it too.
Well, they're saying Pennsylvania will be next.
Portland.
They're saying Pennsylvania's
so?
next. Yeah, no, that's what it's.
Well,
it's
Pennsylvania approved medical for somebody that's like literally dead and dying. Like, there's no other ailments other than epilepsy that.
But they're saying it's going to go further. Do you know what I mean?
Nobody wants to go to hell unless they're stoned.
Well, not only that, not only that. Down in Philly, it's been decriminalized to I think it's like a half ounce.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically getting a summary.
So you can sit out there on your stoop with a half ounce in your pocket, rolling doobies back and forth, and only get a loitering ticket.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right, but let's get more back into the NFL ramifications of this. So basically, now Josh Gordon's only 25. He was an amazing talent, and not so much like Johnny Manziel, who hasn't really shown it in the pros. Josh Gordon has shown that he could have a future in this league if he could keep it together. But now things are getting really off the chain. As we told you on the last show, him and Manziel are apparently living together. And Colin, you were just telling me something before the show. Now, isn't there some new breaking news with this friendship going on?
Yeah, there's some story. This is courtesy of TMZ's post. Obviously, they're the first to post, the next celebrity mishap. So apparently, Johnny Manziel and a buddy of his who happens to be part of Drake's crew, OVO Ryan, whoever that is, I'm not sure, but they were involved in a car accident this weekend. This guy Ryan and Johnny Manziel.
Cell phone. But you started
late out when you need to run away from a hit and run.
He doesn't pick up his phone. You don't know who Drake is? Really? I envy you, sir. Because
no, he meant the OVO thing.
Yeah, OVO.
I know who Drake is, but who is Ryan?
Who's Ryan?
Who's OVO Ryan?
OVO Ryan? I think that's just one of the producers and stuff for that OVO squad. They do
What is OVO?
OVO is it's a team of people that work, production, engineering, and things like that.
So what, like a label, like Bad Boy or something? Yeah, all right. So Ruthless.
Yeah, that's what Drake does.
Okay, there you go.
And not only that,
anyway,
and they're big time, man. They got Jordans, dude. They got Jordans. Get out of here. That's crazy.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah, like a Michael Jordan sneaker made with their company. Like, what the hell?
Oh.
Yo, and I was like, that's ridiculous. But anywho, go on. I'm sorry.
So clown number one and clown number two. So Brian from OVO and Johnny Manziel were involved in a hit-and-run accident. They left the car only to be picked up later by Josh Gordon, none other than. So they are definitely hanging out. They are definitely putting themselves in bad situations. Johnny Manziel specifically. They later returned to the scene of the crime. Johnny Manziel and Josh Gordon at this time are not being accused of any wrongdoing.
I think they know exactly.
Oh, because Manziel was just in the passenger seat.
He was just in the passenger seat, yes. But I don't know if this was a legitimate hit and run. Isn't the passenger just as responsible if they leave
not
the
allowed to
vehicle
leave
as well?
the scene of the accident. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I don't see how there's no wrongdoing because, I mean, at least around here, you leave the scene of an accident, even if you're a passenger.
That's ridiculous.
You're
in trouble.
I don't know what the technical charge is, but, like, it is a problem. And just in general, somebody like Josh Gordon looking for reinstatement who can apply in August, this does not help his case. They don't have to give him reinstatement if they don't want to. He's suspended indefinitely. He was eligible to apply and reapply. And, I mean, this all stems from after he was let back in the league on the 10-game suspension, he got caught drinking a beer or something like that on a plane. Now, this is getting a little ridiculous. I know they have conduct laws and this and that. They are not the government. He is not on state parole. You cannot tell this man that he can't put, you want to fight about the weed because it's not legal yet? All right, fine. But when you want to talk about alcohol, this dude is over 21. It's his life. He's irresponsible. He didn't get hammered, get into a drunk driving accident, beat the crap out of his girlfriend drunk. No, that was ridiculous in and itself. Now, with the way things are progressing, with marijuana, like, I also think it's still a little ridiculous, but he is technically breaking the law, so I can see it there a little bit. But it all kind of stems from the alcohol, and that's just ridiculous in my opinion.
He blames it on the alcohol.
So, you guys good on the Browns?
Nobody's good on the Browns.
All right. Yeah, nobody's good on the Browns. All right. So why don't we take a second here and tell you guys about K&N replacement air filters. All right. If you're a DIY guy, if you're not a DIY guy, all you got to do, go right on YouTube where you're watching us right now.
Filters.
Go look at how to change your air filters, how to give yourself a nice little
K&N filters.
and do it with K&N replacement filters. There's 1 million sold since 1969. They're made right in Riverside, California.
K&N filters.
They have a 1 million mile limited warranty, and it lasts up to 50,000 miles between servicings. Hit up KN replacements. What's the website? knfilters.com/podcast. That's knfilters.com/podcast. What do you got?
No, I was going to say, when you go to knfilters.com/podcast, you'll get free shipping and a free hat with your order. And make sure that you hit up our friends at
K&N filters.
There you go. Okay, so I guess our next article of news, something we talked about, real sad story. Everybody's heard about the death of Will Smith. Now there's some other stuff being released, and the headlines kind of make Will Smith seem a little guilty of something. And I also think that's a load of crap, because once you read past the headline, yes, Will Smith in his vehicle, they found a loaded 9mm, but he had a permit to have it. It was not used. I don't know who the witnesses are, but they're saying that they know he never took it out, pointed at the guy, threatened him. So it may as well have not been there, and it was legal for him to have. But that was found. There was also another gun found in the alleged what's his name? Cardell Hayes. All right, Cardell Hayes was pretty much picked up instantly. There's a video of him being taken into custody. And what's really kind of like upsetting, it's really crazy, you can hear his wife screaming in the background, my husband, and then she says, can I get an ambulance? She's screaming, but can I get an ambulance? I've been shot. Now, their lawyer is Peter Thomas, all right? And he came out and released an official statement on her behalf. I think it was yesterday. He said that she sustained a shattered femur, and on his statement, basically, she said he was a wonderful husband, a wonderful father, and a wonderful man, and she wanted to be known, I don't know how far this gets into it, but that he died trying to protect her. So I don't know if he was jumping in front of her or if she just wants to remember it that way or how it went down, but she says that he was trying to protect her. And yeah, basically Hayes is being held. He was formally arraigned. He's on $1 million bail for second-degree murder right now.
Yeah, it's sad. You know, as a Panthers fan, I got to see a lot of Will Smith coming after Cam. So, you know, it's rest in peace, sir. But may it be an example of, you know, to everybody that's still here that, you know, a quick second decision, you know, has a lifetime of regrets.
So, you know, Smith won the Super Bowl with the Saints and Drew Brees in 2009, the game with the onside kick, taking down Peyton Manning. But he is going into the Saints Ring of Honor, and it's not because of this. He was made aware that he was going into the Ring of Honor about a month ago. So, strictly based off his play. Do you know what I mean? And the people in New Orleans, they love him. Do you know what I mean? He got them their Super Bowl almost as important as Drew Brees. Do you know what I mean? And that was the best year of his career, arguably. Colin, you got anything on Will Smith, or should we kick off the 4-minute hut?
Best wishes to the family and friends of the man. Seem to be revered across the board.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, speaking of being revered, why don't you work on your reputation?
Your business's reputation online
With
Reputation Resolve.
it is an all-in-one software that help you build and manage your business reputation online, guys. It will help you get connected to more of your customers, help you get those 5-star ratings, good comments, feedback that's positive, and better serve your customers with
Reputation Resolve.
So go to solutions.reputationresolve.com. That's solutions.reputationresolve.com to check out our friends.
Reputation Resolve.
Go there now. All right, but with that, let's get right into the football. We haven't even talked about it yet. It's crazy. It's draft season. Mock drafts coming out the wazoo. All right, these dudes are making ridiculous trades in there. It's basically to the point they're just taking names, scrambling them up, throwing them on the board. There's a mock draft coming out every 30 seconds. But right now, you're going to get our breakdown of the AFC East and the AFC South.
4-minute hut.
4-minute hut.
There you go, the 4-minute hut. All right, I guess we'll let John get things moving here, talking about the Patriots.
Honestly, you know what? You know, I feel like I'm getting a little long-winded later in the show, so I'm kind of interested to see what these Jets are going to do, because I know you're a New York fan and they share the same stadium. You know, I gotta hear something about these guys, because you know, especially with this recent retirement, who are they gonna address?
Well, there's plenty of spots they can address. All right, so
are they gonna be the other New York team still?
Yeah, the Jets will always be the other New York team. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the Jets. I think of them as like the Giants' little brother, like when Serena plays Venus Williams, all right? But like, Giants are ultimately, Serena. Do you know what I mean?
We're going all over the sports in the
4-minute hut.
All right. But basically, I mean, they could go a number of directions. Everybody's going to be looking at a quarterback, all right? Now, I don't know if they're going to take a quarterback. I'm not going to get too into either one of these guys, but Wentz is going to be off the board. Goff might be off the board. Goff probably would be off the board at pick number 20, but let's say he falls a little bit. For whatever reason, he falls a little bit. Let's say he falls to 13. The Jets could possibly trade up from 20 to 13 and grab him. If they wanted to stay home, they pretty much have a surefire shot at Paxton Lynch. Now, we've gotten into both these guys a lot. I personally like Lynch a lot. Real good on his feet, 6'7". But I mean, everybody's over-reporting the quarterbacks. We've talked about them for several teams. So I'm going to tell you more about Reggie Ragland, who's a linebacker out of Alabama, all right? At 6'1", 247, he is a bit of a tweener. But we're talking about the Jets here, and with them playing in the 3-4, that's not really a big deal. This guy at the college level could man the middle and was a general out there. Now, I don't know if he's ready to do that yet in the pros. He might be. I don't know if he is, but he's definitely a day one starter. He had 97 tackles last year and 6.5 for a loss. He also broke up 6 passes, so he's not that bad in coverage. I mean, he was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year amongst many other awards. Highly decorated coming off that championship Crimson Tide squad. He could have left last year, but he decided to hang out and win a championship, and that's his quote. I mean, he's really an old school smash mouth guy. He could shed blockers. He'll take on the fullback. Now, one of the knocks on him, they're not sure if he get caught in the wash with some of the bigger offensive linemen as a rookie. But as he grows, I don't think that will be, any concern. He's real disciplined in his assignments, and he contains the outside.
Yeah, that's, I just was thinking about that. I was like, man, because these Patriots have been taking that division forever.
It's a record.
And and I just want to see somebody step up. And I thought the Jets were going to be it. So that's why I'm sorry for, I know I flipped the script over here, but I needed to hear about New York because when I looked into what the Patriots were, going into, and I was doing my homework into like what they're looking for, they basically don't really need too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I'm looking around and I'm like, oh.
You were asking me with the retirement of DeBrickashaw Ferguson, and I looked into that too. So of course I got an offensive tackle on the board, and that's Taylor Decker. Now I'm also doing something on the Bills a little bit later. I could also see Taylor Decker going to the Bills, who pick right in front of division rival Jets. So that'll be interesting in itself. But basically, Decker, offensive tackle, big boy, 6'7", 310 out of the Ohio State University. All right. I mean, you're...
You don't even watch college football. Get out of here.
I watch a little bit of college football. I'm not sitting there all day Saturday watching College Game Day. That stuff makes me want to hang myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you don't. No, you don't watch.
Hey, man, I went to College Game Day at Temple, and I had a blast.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you did. I would do the same thing. But I mean, like I said, I could really see him going. Also, to Buffalo. All right.
Okay.
Now,
so
he put up the bar 22 times at his pro day. So he's a strong guy. He's a mauler. He's a day one starter on the right. Good enough technique to play the left, but we'll have to make sure of it on the NFL level. All right. Now he's a 3-year starter. I mean, so he's got experience, and I mean, he's got a championship. He's got experience, and he's just got a giant body, and he likes to throw people around.
Definitely. But I guess we might as well knock out the champs. We'll knock. Hey, the champ is here. All right. Well, now
this is a second round pick because the Patriots have no first round.
Whoa! Pardon the story, Miss Lippy, but breaking news: the Patriots make a first round pick. And out of Eastern Pennsylvania, they select Devil John.
Oh, okay.
You know why?
All right. Why is
because you know why? Because they don't get one. They don't get one. Why? Because you cheat.
Are they throwing the season? Are they giving up? They giving the Jets their shot?
And you know what?
I don't know about that.
And you know what's pathetic? You reached out to children to try to get your pick back. That's low blow, guys. It's low blow.
That lawsuit, which was thrown out of court. That lawsuit is officially thrown out of court.
Low blow.
It's not the first time something like that.
Yeah,
happened.
get over yourself. But honestly, the schmucks need some. They need some help. Mostly at the cornerback position. But since the schmucks can't play, the game correctly, and at least admit to their problems, at least they should think about that as they're scrounging up. But I did some research, and let me see what I got on me now, because you got different tiers. All right, you got top tier guys that are going to be going in that top first round, because there's a few teams that are every team's going to be going ahead of them at least more than once.
Yeah.
So so then there goes Jalen Ramsey. So bye Jalen. You don't even get a chance to see him. You get to watch him walk up to the podium and put on his hat for another team.
Yeah, along with 25 other guys. There's going to be 25 projected first rounders.
So we'll make this quick. So Vernon Hargreaves off, William Jackson III off, Mackenzie Alexander off. Okay, so now we're in the second tier. Okay, we're in a second tier of guys that basically can be week one starters. Okay, this is still potential day one starter guys. Eli Apple, Kendall Fuller, Xavier Howard, Morris Canandi. You got a few of those guys, but honestly, I think they're going to be gone. All right, that's only six names,
like
guys.
Eli Apple, he's not going to be there either.
Okay, that's 6 names. They're going to be gone. So, do we go as far as saying that they're going to be able to get to the 13th and 14th pick, maybe with cornerbacks?
No way.
I don't know. Well, here we go. I guess Ryan Smith out of North Carolina Central. He's 5'10" and 189 pounds. So, I guess he sounds.
See, that's
looks
why,
like me.
That's why I hate college. Also, North Carolina Central. Like seriously.
Yeah. So, but
North Dakota State University.
Ranking wise, positionally ranking wise, that's where that would be the 14th ranked guy that would be able to assimilate into the program, the pro system, I should say, and succeed and have a better chance, I should say, for success. But honestly, maybe they might get lucky and get like DJ White out of Georgia Tech, or possibly Artie Burns out of Miami. I sure hope not, because Miami usually has some really good defensive players coming out of there, and that's a shout out to John Beeson, the recent retiree out of the U.
Yeah, so sticking with Miami, Colin, why don't you go over and tell us what you got on the Dolphins?
Well, the Dolphins pose a pretty difficult conversation because I don't think I realized just how bad this team was last year. And after a year where they invested all the money that you possibly could in free agency, signing Sue to some ridiculous contract, they threw money out to all these big-name free agents. They thought they'd have an opportunity to, get to the top and compete with the Patriots, and they finished in last place. They are just a team with so many holes. They were, oh my goodness, where do you even start? 19.4 points a game, good for 27th overall. 331 yards a game, that's 26th overall. Only 93 rushing yards, that's good for 23rd overall. So they have a ton of holes to fill. Now, they filled some of those holes when they traded their number 8 pick, because you remember they were originally sitting at number 8, and then the deal with my Eagles here.
The Eagles.
Yeah, so they found themselves a starting, internal linebacker in Kiko Alonso, so they hope, and starting corner in Byron Maxwell, so they hope. Both of them had pretty poor years with the Eagles last year, as any Eagles fan will tell you. But besides the point, they think they filled 2 holes here, but they also had a problem just getting after the quarterback. Their defense still allowed a lot of points last year, so I'm thinking that the Dolphins don't think overly high of anybody in the top 10. Otherwise, I think they would have stayed put, but they saw more value in trading back and getting a couple of holes filled in the form of Maxwell and the form of Kiko Alonso. So I'm looking here at a couple defensive ends and outside linebackers for them. You got Shaq Lawson out of Clemson, who we talked about 2 days ago. He was also a potential fit. I believe it was for the Buccaneers. They also need some pass rush. So I won't spend too much time on him. He does have a teammate, though, in Kevin Dodd, who has really been shooting up the draft board. The guy is 6'5", 277. He is a big mother right there. He's got great instinct, great impression to do. What was that?
I said that Dodd would go to Carolina or Oakland. Yeah, I had him going there.
Well, I mean, Carolina's pretty far. Maybe Oakland. I mean, the Dolphins got the 8th pick, and they're talking to Colin thinks the Dolphins might scoop him up at 8. Carolina's all the way back at 30.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting because, honestly, with all these guesses, it's exactly what it is. It's guesswork. You know what I mean? We're looking at these players, and,
right.
And we're doing it from our perception, and our point of view, latent with opinion.
Well, there you go. Colin, go on. Who else you got on your board, man?
There's another linebacker, and all these guys, I swear there's nobody in college football that didn't go to either Clemson, Ohio State, or Alabama. But speaking of those Buckeyes again, Darren Lee's an outside linebacker there who's projected around this point in the draft. He was actually, get this kid is going to be a top 15 pick. He's an outside linebacker. He was a quarterback and cornerback in high school. This guy's got absolutely great speed for his size. He's going to be great in coverage, covering those tight ends and slot receivers up in the middle. His size is a little underwhelming, but that also adds to his speed. He's only 6'1", 232. Kind of leaves him on the small side of those linebackers, but this guy definitely knows how to plug a hole on a blitz. And definitely just get to the quarterback with his speed and flexibility. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins give him a hard look at 13 as well.
All right. You got anybody else on your board, or are you good with the Dolphins there?
I still feel like the Dolphins wish they could get Ezekiel Elliott because, man, they got a big running back hole on their team.
Yeah, because they lost Lamar Miller,
they traded back, they're out. I think they're going to be out.
They lost Lamar Miller. Where'd he end up going? He had a real small contract.
He's at the Texans, which we'll get to later on in this podcast.
There you go. All right, but let's take a quick stop here and tell you about our friends over in Indiana, American Carpet Cleaners. You can get a hold of them at 317-847-6952. That's American Carpet Cleaners, 317-847-6952. But what I'm really here to tell you guys, there's a link in the description and the audio of the video. You guys got to click that and vote for them. They're ranked at number 2 right now amongst all the carpet cleaners. So we got to get them some votes and see if we can get them to number 1. Go check them out. They're a great company as a whole. Make sure you get a hold of them at 317-847-6952. And I'm going to close up the AFC East now with the Bills. Now, I already said Taylor Decker, who I like a lot, real nasty lineman. Yeah. He could go the pick before the Jets and end up in the Bills. But if they don't want to go that direction, they could pick up Noah Spence, defensive end out of he's a junior out of Eastern Kentucky. He's 6'2", 251. I mean,
when you talk to your friends, you're going to take their advice more so than the person that's like, hey, listen to this show because it's going to be the best thing ever. But you know what? I think the growth of this show goes to show that, as a collective, we keep it real. And not only that, we talk in a real language about things that we're passionate about. And not only that, we drop knowledge bombs and we have fun.
And we'll probably try and get a call in with Sean on the Tuesday show, possibly. Or maybe they'll have to wait till Thursday when Colin's here in person. But we're going to get Sean on the phone and check in with him and baby JJ Bedlam. But with that,
the Brothers Johnson will be with us.
For John, Colin on the phone, I'm Andrew, and we're out of here. Thanks for downloading. Yeah.
Hey, bye, guys. Is that a good play?
All right, how's everybody doing out there today? Thanks for tuning in to this special edition Voice of Bedlam podcast. If you want to take that next jump with your business or company, you need to come over and advertise on the Voice of Bedlam podcast. Get your ad heard by thousands on a reoccurring basis. Just click buy now and send us your info. Thanks a lot, guys. You love them big offensive linemen. Everybody wants it bigger, faster, stronger. Everybody wants that 6'6", 6'8". Like, it's just insane. All right, and he's one of them guys. And of course, he's coming along with a lot of strength to that tackle position. All right, he has great technique, and he could really project to be a left tackle. He could possibly even start at left tackle, depending on how the depth chart unfolded there in Indy. All right, now, but I mean, he's definitely a right player. He needs to work on his feet. That's the one thing with him. I mean, talking about the left, you really got to have good feet, and I don't know from the little things that I'm watching on him if he's got the feet, and that also seems to be like the common knock on him when you look at his draft profile from whatever source you're using, and that does make you nervous at left. And if you're picking a guy in the first round, I mean, it's not like he's a top 5 pick. They are back at 18, so you don't really have to get a secured left tackle. I think he will grow into one then. And then I can also see them going after Eli Apple, and I think that is more the direction they're going to go in. I would have him above, what's his name, Conklin, and Eli Apple coming out of Ohio State, you know, a 6'1" guy, and they really like them bigger guys now. Everybody's using, like, the Seattle Seahawks as a prototype, and he kind of fits that mold. He's running a 4.4 at the combine, and this dude mirrors people. I mean, he can play man. All right, he doesn't fall for the pump fake and the quarterback's eyes. He sits there, he goes for that ball, he attacks that ball, and the only reason he might get picked before 18th at the Colts, but if he's there at 18 and I'm the Colts GM, I'm running to the podium and getting Eli Apple. Yeah. So let's.
Wouldn't that be nice, lining him up with Devontae Davis on the other side?
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, where are you gonna go? Where's that ball gonna go? Do you know what I mean? And the Colts, I mean, now they were terrible, but it was mostly injuries and stuff like that, all right?
Yeah.
So their offense, you got to assume that they're going to bounce back. The Colts have always needed to build that defense, just like when Peyton Manning played. So if they could get maybe 2 lockdown corners like that, I mean, this dude is a mirror. I would grab Eli Apple in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you.
If he's there, yeah, grab him.
Let's close out the 4-minute hut with the first overall pick in the draft. Now, John, one thing that's got to be talked about when we're talking about the Titans with the first pick. Are they going to trade it? You always got to. You have your people who, if they're not trading it, so you give me the names if they keep the pick, and then let's kick around some trade scenarios to roll things out.
You know, honestly, I would love to sit and play pretend, but
they're keeping it. You think
they're going to keep it because you know why? Their biggest need, guys. Guess what?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. All right, and you know. They just gave Brian Arakpo a decent contract. He's gonna need some help. So, and they want to get Marcus Mariota, getting more than just the dump pass to the tight end. They want to give him a little more time to get out to them, wide receivers. So
in walks Laramie Tunsil.
So yes. So with the first pick of the NFL 2016 draft, out of Ole Miss, the offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil. Well, this guy over here, in 28 games, he's only allowed 2 sacks. And in August, he's only going to be 22. So he's a young kid, he's football smart, he's ready.
You sound like Bill Burr. That was your Bill Burr impression right there.
I don't know.
Laramie Tunsil!
Laramie Tunsil!
Hey, don't make me call up my cigarette smoking auntie, yo. She'll set you all straight, yo.
Listen here, darling.
Okay, I'm terrified.
Listen here, darling. You sound very cute, all right? You just need to clean up the language a little bit, all right? So...
You sound like Mrs. Bighead.
Oh my God, that's right. Someone else told me that the other day, and I don't know why. I was like, hey, I just went into the store trying to get my Pall Mall cigarettes. You know, make sure that they have no non-filter. You know, all these people these days with their freaking filters, I can't do it.
Right here. All right. So is there anybody else? If they keep the pick, you just say Tunsil hands down. There's nobody else.
There's very few people that are saying Jalen.
Yeah, strong. Yeah,
but you know, honestly, the need to cover Mariota and protect him and to
outweighs the defense.
You know, and not only that, don't forget, guys, they grabbed D-Mark. All right. D-Mark is a downhill type of runner. So since and all due respect to you, Colin, but you guys didn't know how to use him. So
I'm with you. He's got plenty left in the tank. DeMarco Murray, I saw him absolutely beast the league 2 years ago. He's fine.
Yeah, so I think he's going to return to shape, and with the attention to the offensive line, watch out for them Titans.
What about if they wanted to go, if they did go defense, could you see them taking the kid out of Notre Dame? What's the linebacker coming out of Notre Dame? Jalen Smith. Do you think maybe, I mean, he's a linebacker, so that would
he's
be
not a number one pick.
Yeah, okay, that's really what it comes down to.
Unless
they would trade back
unless they trade.
Miles Jack is that number one linebacker.
Exactly. If they trade back, then maybe to do something like that. But they got to protect the quarterback. They don't have. They got to protect the quarterback, and since Laramie Tunsil is the best player in the draft to do that. Come on, the dude allowed 2 sacks in his career.
Yeah, that's nuts.
2 sacks.
But we're still gonna go on, and we're gonna work. We're not going to go on this for a long time, but who would pull me up a mock draft, John? Who would the Titans possibly deal the first overall pick to? So anytime there's a trade this high up, you got to assume it's for a quarterback. So what team would want to possibly, this is the question, what team would want to bypass the Browns and steal Carson Wentz? And who could possibly afford to do so? And let's remember, the Titans, they're only going to want to go so far back. Do you know what I mean? So who do you think? Philly. Colin, can they afford it? Colin, can the Eagles afford it? Or are they going to hang out for Goff?
No, they can't do that.
I think they certainly can afford it, besides the fact that they are lacking a second-round pick this year. I'm on my phone as is known right now, and my phone vibrated about 10 minutes ago. NFL Network just reported that the Eagles are indeed having, quote, exploratory talks with the Titans about trading up to the number 1 overall pick, likely to draft Carson Wentz. So the Eagles are floating around the idea. It was also reported today that they really like Ezekiel Elliott. They really like Jared Goff, but I think they like Carson Wentz even more. And that's why they're going down that road.
Well, I got 2 things right here, right? First of all, this would really stick it to Chip Kelly. All Chip Kelly was trying to do, the only reason why Bradford's there, was trying to get trade bait to move up to number 2 last year and take Mariota away from the Titans. As soon as he walks out, now Philly wants to trade up and get the quarterback of the future.
And with what team?
Yeah.
The Titans.
Exactly. So now, basically, the next guy
the Titans
is Goff. Now, let's say it's starting. Can they get Goff at 8, or maybe will they trade up to maybe, I don't know, the Jaguars or Baltimore maybe? And do you think maybe they'll jump up and try and grab Goff away from the 49ers, because the Niners could grab Goff the pick before them and really screw over the Eagles? So maybe they don't trade to number 1. What if they went 5 or 6? Do you think? And that would be a lot cheaper. That would be a lot cheaper.
I say you go for that, but I think the 49ers are a huge wild card in here because they have a quarterback making $11.5 million under contract, and he says that he doesn't want to play there, but Chip Kelly has never come out and said, I don't want Colin Kaepernick here. Last year, the Eagles, while Sam Bradford was having struggles, a lot of talk in the Philly sports radio circuit was, should the Eagles trade for Colin Kaepernick because we think he'd thrive under Chip Kelly offense? Now, all of a sudden, Chip Kelly doesn't want him. I'm not buying it. And I think Colin Kaepernick actually reports to camp. He's already reported to the non-voluntary stuff, or to the voluntary workouts. Honestly, I think that Chip Kelly drafts another need. Just my opinion.
Wait, Chip Kelly in San Francisco goes another need. So you don't think the Eagles
I don't
have
think he's
to
a
worry?
threat to get a quarterback.
Okay. So you don't think the Eagles have to worry about bypassing San Francisco? You think San Francisco is just going another direction completely?
It's going to sound like a little dance hall party.
That's my opinion.
All right. Well, I mean, with that, do you guys want to start wrapping things up? Say our goodbyes?
Yeah, man. We got almost like almost at the hour mark. So yeah, guys.
All right. So let's see. Now, Colin, you're going to be joining us this week. We went Monday and Wednesday. Next week, we're probably going back to Tuesday and Thursday. Colin, are you going to be sitting on with us next week?
Yeah, I'll be talking to you guys Tuesday, and just might grace yourselves with my presence next Thursday night.
I hope so.
Please take a shower.
So.
You're going to have to sit next to us.
All right. So hopefully
wear your deodorant.
We'll see Colin next week. And
I'll wear my Aqua de Jaffa just for you.
We're pretty much gone till Tuesday. We're going to come back, start wrapping things up with the draft. We're doing 2 divisions a night. And then that will lead us right to Thursday night, April 28th in Chicago for the draft. All right, but before we get out of here, let's tell you guys to check out voiceofbedlam.com. You can hear us on iTunes. You can hear us on Stitchers. You can see us on YouTube. Go over there. Hit that little thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying?
And you can just
give us a comment.
And you can watch the video of him hitting his hand on the table.
There you go.
Instead of just hearing it on the audio.
But, give us some subscribes. Yeah. Check out sportsrants.com. Check out NY Giants Rush for all your Giants.
Where are we at on hits right now? Where are we? We're over like 1,200, right?
1,200. Yeah, we're way over.
Yeah, like what is that?
We're at like 15,000.
All right, yeah. I lost count. So you know what? Thank you guys. Thank you. But please spread the word. Help us get this content out to more people. Word of mouth is the best way because when you talk to your friends, you're going to take their advice more so than the person that's like,
hey, listen to this show, because it's going to be the best thing ever.
But you know what? Honestly, I think the growth of this show goes to show that, as a collective, we keep it real. And not only that, we talk in a real language about things that we're passionate about. And not only that, we drop knowledge bombs and we have fun.
And we'll probably try and get a call in with Sean on the Tuesday show, possibly. Or maybe they'll have to wait till Thursday when Colin's here in person. But we're going to get Sean on the phone and check in with him and baby JJ Bedlam. But with that,
the Brothers Johnson will be with us.
For John, Colin on the phone, I'm Andrew, and we're out of here. Thanks for downloading. Yeah.
Bye, guys. Is that a good play?
All right, how's everybody doing out there today? Thanks for tuning in to this special edition Voice of Bedlam podcast. If you want to take that next jump with your business or company, you need to come over and advertise on the Voice of Bedlam podcast. Get your ad heard by thousands on a reoccurring basis. Just click buy now and send us your info. Thanks a lot, guys.